Hello, it's time for another Combat Patrol unboxing. So the big day is here. No, not Christmas. It is our December delivery day. And yeah, it's a chock-a-block delivery as we have the last few big units for the Tyranids. So our Psychophage and the last unit of Termagants. 2 new paints to help improve the finish of our models. And it's Delivery 5, which contains issues 15, which means we have our first premium kit. So we'll have a look at all of that. I will be doing a separate video though for the premium kit, a more in-depth look, but we'll take it out of the box quickly and have a look through. I've already looked at the magazine. I know I couldn't help myself, but it's really nicely done, so that's quite a surprise. So yeah, really thought out. And it gives us an idea of what sort of techniques we'll be using on the rest of our Tyranids later on. So before we hit the table then, don't forget to do all the usual. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below. Have you been one of the lucky ones to receive your delivery before Christmas, or are you still waiting? There's been a lot of people who have been jumped ahead issues due to the lack of stock for issues 12 and 13, which are the Terminators. Hopefully though you will get your issues in due course, and yeah, you won't have to miss out on any of the units for the combat patrols. Hopefully Hachette will eventually do a reprint of those issues and get them sent out to those that have missed them. I haven't had that problem myself, so I'm not too sure what Hachette are saying to people, but I've heard a few different stories that some won't be getting them at all. Some will be getting them, but it won't be until much later in the collection when they've had a chance to reprint, etc. But yeah, it's not been a nice situation that we found ourselves in, sadly. But it happens. It happened with Imperium. It happened with Mortal Realms, Conquest, Stormbringer. A lot of the popular issues got snapped up, and a lot of people went without those issues for a month. I know it happened to me in Imperium. I had one of the early deliveries skipped over, and I think it happened to me in Mortal Realms as well. But anyway, less of that rambling and more on hitting the table. But finally, before we do, don't forget Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They are taking orders for Combat Patrol magazines up to, I think it's issue 30. So if you want some of the extra Eldari models and the early Chaos Space Marine stuff, pop over and give them a look. I've ordered a Farseer and the Guardians, as I plan to build up at least 1 unit of Storm Guardians to go with the Combat Patrol. And yeah, an extra Farseer won't go amiss either. Right. So yeah, there's a link for warbay.shop in the comments in the video box down below, so check them out. And who knows, you might find the next hobby project at a bit of a discount. Right, I think I've rambled on long enough about things, so we'll head to the table, unbox these magazines, have a quick flick through them to find out what content we have to look forward to in the future videos of the series. So here we are with delivery 5, and first off we got a little letter. This is about our first exclusive character pack. We had this with Imperium. We had it one time with Imperium, but we had it all the way through Stormbringer, where we had special character packs. This one adds Chief Librarian Tigurius of the Ultramarines to our Combat Patrol force. So a really cool character. I actually painted this guy a couple of years back just for myself, as he's always been a lovely character I've liked, but I've sold him on, and this is a nice surprise that we're actually going to I'll be able to get a replacement. So yeah, let's see how the magazine paints him up. Will be quite interesting. So there, that's that to come. So what do we have in the box? So issues 17 and 18 give us our next unit of Termagants and the Ripper Swarm. Issue 16 is our paint issue, so two new paints and some nice new guides to use them. I've actually just finished watching a video on it. And issue 15, which has the massive, awesome Psychophage there. Plus we got our new data cards. And the last thing in the box is Premium Set 1. So I'll shut the box on the floor. So let's have a quick look at this. I'm just going to zoom in a sec. There we go, a little zoomed in. So yeah, Premium Set 1, if you are a premium subscriber, you would have received this with this delivery. If you aren't, here's a little peek at what you could have had. So yeah, we get Brutalis Dreadnought and Hive Tyrant, and this is a really nicely done magazine. So we got build guides for the models, for the Hive Tyrant, the Brutalis Dreadnought. Really in-depth paint guides, sort of done in like a masterclass style. I like that. And yeah, it shows some of the techniques we haven't learnt yet for the Tyranids. And then we got the rules for them, plus a special mission. So we can't play this yet as we don't have 2 battle mats. Or is it just a single battle mat? I'm not too sure. And battlefield, set up battlefield using the rules found in missions in the core rules, and set up 5 objectives as shown. Yeah, I think we need a second battle mat in order to set this up. Don't think we'd be able to do that on the single mat that we have, but yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, we use both the combat patrols that we have for each Space Marines and Tyranids, and we add a new unit to add it as well. So yeah, there we go. Like I said, I'll do a more in-depth view on this in a separate video. So right now, we're going to dig through what everyone will be getting, and that's our magazines. So let's adjust the camera slightly, and we'll start, of course, with issue 15. So, issue 15 nets us the Psychophage, our biggest Tyranid model in the collection. Really cool kit. Very few components for a really big model, which is really nice. Does come on a lovely large base. And we also get a set of data cards. I thought it was 3 sets of cards, it's only the 2, so we get our last set of cards for the units in our collection. So we get the Psychophage, the Parasite of Mortrex, and the Chaplain on bike there. Plus we get a turn breakdown, which is very handy. And we also get... Oh no, it is sets. Sweet. So we also get a set of battlefield objective terrain for us to fight over. So I can probably make up some of this using the barrels from Imperium. And we also get sets of stuff for rules for each of the different combat patrols. So these will be available. You can get these online by downloading the combat patrols in question, but these give you special rules, etc., and stratagems you can use as well, which we'll cover over in future issues. I have a feeling I've accidentally zoomed out on my phone. Yeah, I can't zoom out in this mode. Okay, that's weird. So we're going to have to continue at a slightly extended view, but I'll try to zoom in on the tripod. There we go. So diving into the magazine, so you got your build guide. Like I said, very simple model. We got our paint guides there as well. So if you've got you should have by now the collection subscription subscriber paintbrushes. Use those to base coat your entire model, not the little one that we get with the magazine in issue 10. So painting the different details on the Psychophage. Lots and lots of different bits to pick out. He'll look something like that in the end, but he's not quite finished yet. We do learn a bit more about the Psychophage in a short story, which we face off against one. We of course have his battle record. We learn about cover and terrain. Benefit of cover, how you get it, how it can be intervening, etc. Terrain and movement. Then we have scenario 11, so battle lines. We have for all 8 of our data cards so far. And yeah, quite an interesting little mission to play. A couple of turns, and that's pretty much it. Up next then, issue 16. So looking forward to this issue myself. Nice that we finally get red in the collection. So what do we get? Mephiston red there. And we get Squig orange, which is used in some really interesting ways. And we'll see that in the magazine. So, first off, we are going into our paint guides. So painting Mephiston red over the cape of the captain. Any gems, red cables on our librarian, the grips of all our weapons, same for our Terminators, picking out the power sword and the sergeant, picking out the red helmets on our sergeants. So we got the 2 sergeants here for the Infernus Marines, plus the Terminator sergeant. Rest of our models are picking out the eyes of Mephiston red, the light at the top of the teleport homer, and the lens on the assault cannon. That's it for our Space Marine models so far. Looking good. Nice that they're updated and having a new bright colour on them. Updating our Tyranids though, so Squig Orange is being used for the membranes on the Tyranid Prime. Bit odd, I would have gone for Cadian Flesh Tone myself. Or perhaps Bugman's Glow, another base coat, but instead we're using a layer paint. So you might need a couple more coats than normal with a layer paint. Squig Orange is used for the Flesh Borers and the Tendrils on the Leapers. And Mephiston Red is used on our Barb Gaunt guns there as well. There's our updated Tyranid models. And then we're into our read articles. So we're learning a bit more about the Ultramarines specifically. We continue our story of the Bonds of Honor with Sergeant Askerton. We learn a bit about Leviathan, one of the largest of the Hive fleets. Then we're into some special rules and special abilities. So our new unit, the Psychophage, that we got last turn, has a lot of abilities. So Deadly Demise, Feel No Pain, Ignores Cover. We also have Anti-X, and Devastating Wounds, and Shared Keywords. So certain units will share a keyword. So if a leader joins a unit, that unit gains all that leader's keywords. This means the Psychophage's Talons and the Tentacled Maw Anti-Psycho 4+ ability affects every model in the unit of Terminators that has been joined by a librarian. Ooh, interesting. That's very nice. Then we got our battlefield where we finally get to test out our Psychophage. So we got 2 bunker sort of things of our terrains, and then we got 6-inch deployment zones along the long board edges there. Example turns. So we only have 3 Terminators with the librarian and 5 Infernus Marines. But yeah. As we learnt last time, 2 Terminators, the Captain, and 5 Infernus Marines was quite a potent force against a large number of Tyranids. Soon we're going to have even more Tyranids, as we have 17 and 18, parts 1 and 2 of the next unit of 10 Termagants. So, speaking of, let's hit issue 17. Issue 17 then is exactly the same as issue 7. We get 2 frames of Termagants. So 3 guys on one frame, 3 guys on the other, but I think we are missing 1 component from 1 guy, which is on the other frame. Plus we have the Ripper Swarms there as well. There's the other 4 Ripper Swarms. So yeah, pretty cool. That's that. So let's have a look at the magazine. So again, we've got our build guide for them. It was exactly the same as our previous build guide. So, but there we have our finished models. Read articles. So we've got Life in the Imperium. It's not as nice as a lot of people make it sound. Death in the Imperium. That's pretty much guaranteed. First founding chapters. So we're looking at some of the first founding Space Marines. So we've got the Dark Angels there. Space Wars, for some reason, have the Silver Templars chapter symbol there. That's a mistake. But yeah, other first founding chapters: Dark Angels, White Scars, Imperial Fists, Blood Angels, Iron Hands, Ultramarines, Salamanders, and the Raven Guard. Then we've got Hive Fleet adaptations. So a look at the different Hive Fleets and how they've adapted to ways of war: Leviathan, Behemoth, Hydra, Kronos, Kraken, and Jormungandr. Short story, Tools of War. Another page stuck together. Not very nice. Glad I'm not tearing my magazines to pieces. So, for our play articles, we learn about command points and stratagems, which is why we've got the cards in issue 15. We've got some command point tokens we can cut out there. So I'm going to photocopy this and cut them out myself. Put them on some card or something. Scenario 13, bring it down. So we've got the Librarian and the Psychophage in a duel in the middle. That's interesting. And yeah, we're pretty much using everything for both sides. So yeah, quite an interesting mission. Short deployment zone, no, only 3 inches. So I guess we've got to try and rescue the Librarian. I'll have to have a good read of that before I get around to filming this issue. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, there we go. The Terminators are moving in and helping out the Librarian who's moved away. That's pretty cool, though. Ooh, here we go. We got a preview of what's coming next. So we get a brand new battle mat in our second fight, so that can join to our first one. So yeah, we'll probably won't be able to do the premium kit until we get this battle mat. But we get to look at all the awesome Eldari stuff that's coming. So the Guardians, the Wind Rider jet bikes, the Wraith Lord, Farseer, the Wraith Guard, and the Chaos Space Marines. So you got the Legionnaires, Dark Apostle, Hellbrute, Havocs, and the Terminators. Nice, looking really good. And yeah, that's what we're getting next. So Parasite, more Treks, and more Termagants. Speaking of more Termagants, here's the Termagant last frame plus all of the bases. So issue 18, our last issue for the moment. So yes, this will give us plenty of stuff to do over Christmas at least. Got all the bases there. So the 28 mils for the Termagants and the 40 mil for the Ripper Swarm. Right, into the issue then. So we have our paint guide, which is a little bit more in depth than our last one, but follows the same basic principles. Wraithbone as the base colour, Barracknard burgundy, Abaddon black, and Screen pink, Squig orange, and there we go. That's our Horde of Termagants so far. Read articles, we learn about the Hive worlds of the Imperium and the Hive gangs, Death worlds of the Imperium and their rather brave individuals. We have a look at successor chapters of the Space Marines. So we've got the Black Templars there, the Dark Hunters. That's interesting. So these were one of the first Space Marines chapters I actually painted. So not a lot was known about them, but they have recently been designated as successors of the White Scars. But yeah, they're known for hunting huge war machines and have a hatred for the chaos forces of a particular warband. Yeah, got some nice new successor chapters: Black Templars, Silver Templars, the unnamed chapter there. Sons of Medusa, nice chapter that are successors of the Iron Hands. Flesh Terrors, successors of the Blood Angels. Raptors, successors of the Raven Guard. yeah, really cool chapters. There's many you can choose from. Wolf Spear, I actually have a transfer sheet for these guys. Read articles, we've got Shadow in the Warp, a bit about the psychic effect of the Tyranids, and that's another page ruined. Next up, we have a look at datasheet abilities. So Death Frenzy from the Ring Tyranid Prime. So when it dies, it can fight. We have Disruption Bombardment. So we learn the crippling effect of the Barb Gaunt's launchers, which reduces movement and charge rolls by 2. Skulking Horrors ability. So we learn about the Termagants that allow them to make a move. And we have Feeding Frenzy here for the Psychophage. So, nice interesting setup here. So we have Monster Hunter. So the Captain in Terminator Armor and the Winged Prime start here having a duel. Librarian, Terminator Armor and 5 Infernus Marines join them. Then 2 units of 10 Termagants, 3 Leapers and the 5 Barb Gaunts join the Tyranid side. 3 objectives of control in a little triangle there. Quite an interesting little mission. So yeah, as usual, our example turns, moving, shooting, fighting, etc. And another look at what's to come in the future. Those awesome Chaos Space Marines and Eldari, so I can't wait for those. Then on the back, our next 2 combat patrols are the Parasite of Mortrex and the Chaplain on Bike. So yeah, pretty cool. Right, that's everything. I'll bring it all back in and give you my final thoughts as well as the pricing on this delivery. So there we have it. That was the unboxing for delivery 5, which contains issues 15, 16, 17 and 18. Quite an interesting delivery, I will say that. Very Tyranid focused, which makes up for the very Space Marine focused one of the previous delivery of the Terminators. But yeah, it's quite nice. The 2 paints, very handy, very odd choice for a colour, but yeah, it works, I guess. There's a lot we got to look forward to there. There's more paints to come. Of course, there's going to be the 2 new factions we're looking forward to, Eldari and Chaos Space Marines. Where was I? Yeah, it's an interesting delivery. We only get 2 units effectively, but we do get 10 models there, 1 model there, so 12 models. We get the Ripper Swarm as well. Not too bad, I don't think. It's pretty good. A little bit of a saving, but not much over buying the kits individually. Quite a bit of saving though over the Psychophage, because I think he's £30, so you're getting it for a third of the price. Paints, again, we're losing out, but I think contents of the magazines add a little bit of value back to the collection. We do have a nice lot of information to go through, which will be quite interesting. The data cards do add a little bit to it, because we get some nice stuff. So we get, like I said, all the faction abilities for the 2 factions we have. We have the new terrain data cards and our last 3 unit data cards. So they're helpful, at least, adding more to the collection. Yeah, it's very helpful. It's nice that they've included these things for us, and can't wait to get more and more in the future. But yeah, value then. The whole delivery for me was $47.96. That's because of the premium. So yeah, we have, like I said, received our first premium kit, which is the Dreadnought and the Hive Tyrant. Really cool. Normally it'd be $39.96 if you're paying non-premium. Other than that, yeah, not too bad. There's going to be some better deliveries in the future when we start getting more expensive kits in a single issue, like the Terminators and the Wraith Guard. They're going to have the same problem, I think, with the Space Marine Terminators. That issue is going to sell out really quickly wherever they've got it available. Good idea to get your advance orders in if you can. But yeah, not much else to say. Paint guides in this, the best paint guide I think is probably the one where we add the two new colours to the collection. But yeah, other than that, they're just kind of repeats of previous paint guides, as we haven't got a lot of paints currently in the collection. Rating then, so plastic side of things, 4 out of 5. You get one nice big model, 10, 12, 11 little models. Pretty good. You do get quite a lot in this delivery, which is nice. Painting and hobby supplies, we only get the 2 paints, so I'm only giving this a 2 out of 5. Yeah, there's not a lot else really in this magazine to help the painting process at the moment. We're still lacking a lot of major colours. But these 2 are at least helpful and will help us in future collections. Gaming aids, we've only really got the data sheets, which I think will be nice. I'll give them a 3 out of 5. They're helpful. They give us the information that we're going to need for future games, etc. So not very good ratings. Total, we're only looking at about a 3.5 out of 5 for the whole delivery. Not the best. I'm looking forward to the next one though. The Chief Librarian Tigurius extra is going to be interesting. Going to add something definitely to the collection. Can't wait for that. The delivery does win out though. We do have the premium kit for those of us who have signed up for premium. That is a nice bonus. So that does add a little bit to this delivery, I suppose. So yeah, factoring this in to the delivery, I think would bump it up to a 5 out of 5. But yeah, without that, you're not looking at a very good delivery. It's nice that we've got the big model now for the Tyranids. So that's going to be fun for us to build and paint. If you can, prime it. I'm doing things as the magazine, so I'm going to be base coating it. I have had to pick up an extra Wraith Bone. I haven't been very sparing with my paint with that. But yeah, we're adding more colours to our models anyway, and they are getting closer to being finished. It's nice that we're now adding more colours to the Tyranids with the Squig Orange. Yeah. I think, as with all early issues of these collections, it's building up for the future parts of the collection. Things are going to get better as we go further and further into the Combat Patrol collection. But yeah, I've gone on long enough, I think. Let me know your thoughts on this delivery in the comment section down below. Do you think I've been fair enough on the ratings, or would you go a little bit lower? I'm thinking 3.5 out of 5 for the entire delivery is pretty fair, especially seeing as the Termagants are kind of a repeat of the 2 deliveries ago. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the Psychophage. I've built and painted 2 so far. This is going to be my 3rd. Yeah, I think we got a lot to look forward to though. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this delivery. Don't forget to check out warbay.shop. They have plenty of stock in at the moment, and they are getting new things in every day. Thank you then for watching, and I will see you in my next episode of Combat Patrol Carnage, which should be issue 14. So, I've got plenty to do over Christmas. I'll see you shortly. Goodbye.